One of the questions that came up in the project server or Microsoft project user forum is when you cancel a task that is no longer needed in the project, following a particular process where we don't just delete the task, but by the way, I should just tell you this straight up. If you baseline your projects after you go live with them, you should never delete a task from that point forward, because you are deleting baseline data and you will create negative variance that you have no way of being able to determine why you have it and being able to explain it. You'll go to your sponsor or your customer, you're going to have egg on your face when they ask you, why are those numbers negative? And you have no idea why. So a question was raised by a user, okay, so if I follow this methodology and I cancel my tasks, is there any way to put the word canceled to the right of that task's Gantt bar? The answer is yeah, but you got to know a trick to make this one happen. All right, so here's what we're going to do. First thing I want to show you is how to cancel a task. Now this is for anybody who has the standard version of Microsoft Project 2010, 2013, or any earlier version of Microsoft Project. Okay, so this is for all of our standard users. All right, in our project, here's the deal. There is a particular task right after the testing, where after the two resources who are working on the test task, they revealed the testing came out great and the rebuild task is no longer needed. So what we're going to do is cancel the task. Now the way to cancel an unstarted task is to set the remaining work on the task to 0 hours. So here's what I'll do. In the bottom pane, I'll set the remaining work for each of our resources to 0, and I'll click OK. Now when you do that, one little annoyance of Microsoft Project, if the work is 0, that must mean the duration is 0. So we end up with a black diamond, which is our milestone symbol. I don't want to show milestone symbols for canceled tasks. So here's the first of the tricks. After canceling the task, you can double-click the milestone symbol, and in the Format bar dialog, you can pick another shape and another color. One of the things that I like to do is I like to pick the solid filled-in circle, and I like to choose maybe the green color that's in the standard colors section. And bingo, see, now that stands out. That's obviously something different than a milestone. The problem is, though, the date 8/20, well, that's irrelevant. And what we'd like to do instead is to show the word canceled or maybe canceled task instead of the date. So how do we pull this off? Folks, here's what we do. We double-click that symbol again, and we go to the bar text, tab. And, oh, you know what? I'm getting a step ahead of myself. Sorry. My bad. Everybody, ignore what I just said. All right. Here's the first thing you need to do to make the trick work. You're going to right-click on the duration column header and insert a new column. And the column we're going to use is the column text 30. I'm going to recommend text 30 just simply because that's the last available custom text field, and you're probably not very likely to be using it for anything else. So in the text 30 field for the rebuild task that is canceled, I'm going to type in the word canceled. Oh, wow. This isn't so hard. Now let me hide this column because it isn't needed at this point. I can just re-show it if I need to. And now, here's where I got a little ahead of myself. Forgive me for my excitement. It's been a long time since I've done an MPUG global presentation. All right, so here's the trick to get the word canceled to show up. We double-click the symbol for the canceled task. In the Format bar dialog, we go to the bar text tab. We pick the pick list called Write, And now we can see why it's showing the finish date. And what we do here is we select the text 30 field. And when we click OK, bingo, there you go, kids. There's the word canceled. Now you can do this for any canceled tasks in your project, and that is the simple way to do it. So Kirk, that is my second trip. Let's see if anybody has any questions.
Great. That seems like a great one that you could use for multiple purposes there.
Got it.
Yeah, we had a question from Alpesh. Can I deactivate the task rather than cancel?
Oh, now, if you have the professional version of Microsoft Project 2010 or 2013, the other way to cancel a task is to use the Inactivate button. And that's in the Schedule section of the task ribbon. So that's the alternate way to do it. That method, however, is only if you have the professional version. If you have the standard version of Microsoft Project, that button isn't there. That's why I'm showing this method, because for Project 07 and earlier, or for standard users, this would be the only way that they could cancel a task. All right, that was a good one. Kirk, any other questions?
One more here, and then I did get some questions from the original first tip, so maybe we'll pause a little bit more, and then we'll go back to that. Can the column name text 30 be changed to a better name? I'm sure you can edit that column name, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. One of the things that you can do with the text 30 field is you can go to the custom fields dialog, and you can select text 30, and you can rename it, give it a new name, and that becomes its permanent name. Or if you just want to slap a different label on it, what you can do, and let me go ahead and grab it here again. The other thing that you can do is right-click on the column header and choose Field Settings, and you have the option to put in a title. Now that's like a temporary name. It's like a nickname. We're using the Custom Fields dialog allows you to give it a permanent name. So yeah, that was a good question. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. All right, Kirk, we did a couple. Let's keep her moving, shall we?
Yeah, did you want to take just one or two
right.
initial one, Dal? On that, there was
well, okay, fair enough. Sure, go ahead and ask him. Yep.
One quick one.